In today's video, we're going to challenge 1,000 rated rapid players on chess.com. We may win, we may lose. Let's see what happens. All right, and let's get right into it. Just going to start a new game here. All right, we're in it. We're in it. Let's see what happens here. You guys excited? All right, we got D4. Got some D4 action. How you gotta love D4. You gotta love, what is this? I don't even think you could do this. All right, let's just go here. Let's remove this central pawn. Yeah, I don't know why he just gave up the central pawn. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We got to watch these dark squares here. Let's just go ahead and go here. Then we'll get the knight out. Continue on business as usual. All right. Well, he's trying to get rid of his central pawn too, but I think that's okay if he takes us, actually. I'm just going to make this pre-move here. Yeah, very aggressive player. But we're going to put the bishop in the center here. Ah, so he may trade queens, actually. Could go here first and deny that queen trade ability. Because I'm looking at if he were to take and I take back, he's going to take the queen, and then we go into this without the c-pawn that we usually like. So let's check out of it. So that way we also defend the knight, and then we'll move this way. Now if he takes, I can take this way. Maybe it may be better to take with the pawn.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one to take with. Let's just go with the queen for now. Because we're directly in front of the king. So yeah, this has to be all right. Okay. Well, I could just... See, I could take this pawn and then move my bishop here. So he's going to take with the knight. Could even... Yeah, I could even move a pawn there. All right, wake up, buddy.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
All right, that was an extreme... Well, what's going on? Knight's in the middle, double attacking this because he's attacking with the queen and the knight. We could simply push the pawn. We could simply push some p. What happens when I push the p? Can he defend this knight? Yeah, I don't know if he wants to do that. I'm going to push p. We're going to push p. PP on the PP. We got a pin piece here, so we're going to push the pawn, a little PP on the PP. This is textbook stuff right here. You got to watch out. Got to watch out. Train's coming. Train is coming. We might have to pick this up. All right, we got the check here, so I guess we're just going to prepare to retake this way with the king. Going to have the king in the middle. It's usually dangerous, but, you know, I'm going to bring this rook over here, and all of a sudden, his king don't look too hot. His king don't look too happy all of a sudden. Got a queen check. I was surprised he didn't employ the queen check. Well, now his knight is unpinned, so I'm just going to take it. Maybe probably should have took with the queen. In hindsight. Okay. So we have a couple options. We got a couple options. We got to think here, be careful. I feel like we're in a winning position, so let's not screw this up. Move the rook here, attack the open file. I think that's a very good move. Prepare somehow to get the king away. We'd have to move the rook first and then tuck the king away in the corner. Instant check on the king. Just get the queen a different positioning. A few options. Move the pawn up. Not sure really what that does. His knight is probably coming in here next to one of these two squares. If his knight comes into this square, I think we just go here and then pin it. So what is he threatening? He's threatening this check. He's threatening this check right here. Maybe threatening knight here. Maybe threatening knight here, and then I pin it. Hard to say. Or we bring the rooks. Let's bring the rook, because if he takes back with the queen, we reattack and gain the tempo. All right, so we see here, we're targeting this square. We have a cheeky check over here. All right, yeah. So I think now the cheeky check maybe even becomes stronger because I can plant my queen in there, or I could plant the rook in here. Okay. So what were we doing on this one? Yeah, I never figured this out. I guess we could just, yeah, if we attack the queen, he comes down here. So I'm not sure which way to go. All right, we saw this check and we didn't deal with it very well. Actually, no, this is pretty good. This is pretty good because if he takes this pawn, bada boom, bada bing with the check, we trade off. All right, yep. And then we're going to trade these queens, baby. And I think I'm better because that knight is kind of restricted. All right, he didn't trade queen. He hung the queen. He hung the queen. So had to make sure that wasn't a mistake. Yeah, that's not good. I hear the trumpets coming for him. The trumpets are coming for him. Maybe we should just move this piece up so we can start getting the bishop in. Alright, queen comes here, knight moves. Let's move the rook instead. We want to get our bishop onto this diagonal, and then we can sack the rook. We can move the queen here. Oh, okay, so he's maybe stopping that. Well, hold on now. Let's attack the knight. Attack the knight, defend the rook. I think if he trades the knight, this has to be good for us. It's just going to be harder to checkmate, is the thing. All right, I see a check here. All right, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? Got a check coming. We could simply defend it. We could simply defend it. We could move the queen in. We can move the bishop in, which loses the bishop. Could take a pawn, which would give him access to us. I don't think that's good. I'm thinking yeah, let's just go forward. He may come here with the pin on the pawn. Okay, so he does this instead. I'm not sure this will be great for him. Now we can attack the rook. Maybe he comes here, puts some pressure. We have a funky check here. Doesn't really do anything, does it? Nope, that's not a check, actually. So that's my vision. That's my vision. Yeah, not very good. Take another pawn, and then we get checked here. Actually, no, take another pawn. It defends the check here, so this actually makes sense. Usually, you shouldn't worry about taking the pawns. We're trying to checkmate the king. All right, and, well, he's gonna lose that. Big mistake, and I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it. Probably something like this is gonna be mate. Yeah, probably. Oh, wait, don't pre-move that. Don't pre-move that. We almost made a mistake here. All right, we're going to take the checkmate. All right, got a little lucky there. He hung his queen. He hung his queen for no reason. Very unorthodox player. You know, d4. Try to put some respect on his name. And then just a very unusual opening. Okay, so first of all, he gets rid of a center pawn. You know, you want to keep these 2 pawns for a flank pawn, which allows me to develop a knight with tempo. And then he sacrifices another pawn. I wonder, what does taken here do? Yeah, taken here would have just been fine. So he sacrifices another pawn. We say, no, we want to get our knight out when this happens. And we do successfully. And then the check here, okay, wasn't the best. We missed an opportunity. That's what I was thinking. Should we have just taken here? Yeah, we should have just taken here. And then I'm not sure what his plan is. Maybe a double attack. And how would we finagle our way out of this one? That's interesting, but not sure it gets the job done. And then you hit him with the check. Okay. And I'm guessing this. No, that wouldn't work. Just take it. Has to take with queen. And then there's no way trading queens is the move. Yeah, trading queens is the move. Then this is just better for us for whatever reason. I guess we're more developed because now I have 2 pieces developed and you have 2. And I castle. So this is just supposedly a better position for us. So not sure the tomfoolery going on in this opening. Hit him with the checks, not the best, but then he goes pawn, which I would have expected knight here. That's why I was a little confused. I guess I could have taken, actually. Not the best move, but we get the central pawn. And then at this juncture, I was wondering, is queen the best? And no, pawn was the best. I guess because you maintain a pin here. What happens if he comes here to be annoying? Maybe we just go back. Yeah, just go back, slicing diagonal. It's pretty good. Instead, this is what we get over the board. Losing our advantage. So probably... Oh, we need to defend the check. How did we defend the check? What? We lost all our advantage here. We went from +2 to plus +0.7. So, alright, we still have an advantage. Oh my goodness, he blundered the piece. I didn't even see this. He just blundered it. Not only did he blunder it, but this position is only -1 for us, even though he blundered the piece. That's kind of odd. So I guess this is just very good for him. Yeah, so we could have lost all our advantage here, and I'm not sure how to proceed. Yeah, that's a tricky one, huh? You take the bishop and you think, oh, I got a free bishop, but then you come with this trade here, and actually you're only up -1. You're not up a full piece. So I'm not sure what we're looking for here. Yeah, and this a lot of places for the queen to move. Oh, probably here. Oh, that's an interesting one to be sure. And I guess you would come here to threaten the checkmate. So I check ya. Block it. Check, you block. Oh, this would be like a total loss for some reason. I'm not sure why this is a total loss. Why is this a total loss here? +5. I mean, how does he win the queen? So, okay, white to win. What's the move? You're in check. Can't go back. Lose your advantage. Can't go forward. Lose your advantage. That's why this doesn't make any sense to me. You're not going to come over here. You preserve your advantage coming over here. I guess just because of this. Well, this is coming and I can't get out of it, huh? Yep. So we're totally lost here. We are totally lost here. This must be a brilliant move. Brilliant! Because if he takes, check, gotta move back, and mates. Okay, yeah, so could have easily gone really bad here. We would have had to find some precision. And even here, it just doesn't make any sense. This feels like I should be better. I have more development, but I guess because he castles, I get stuck in the middle. And this was not the move. Rookie Cookie was not the move. We were looking at a lot of moves. We're like, how do we stop this check? That's what I was thinking. Could this be a move? No, I was thinking, how do we stop the check over here? Maybe you don't. Maybe you just No, so I don't get it. Yeah, a lot of things can go wrong here. What is my advantage? What is my advantage? I don't see it. I don't see. Supposedly, the computer says, yeah, you got a good position. Just stay the course. Well, I don't know the course. Because I like the queen check, and we have to watch out for this. Just slide over. Slide the king over. Who's finding that move? I mean, honestly. So we slide the king over is how we preserve our advantage. And I feel like this move was incoming. So we needed to find an answer. So maybe just here. No, you lose it. You lose everything. One wrong move in this position, and you lose everything. I had a thought to pin it in the game. I was like, hey, maybe they'll come here. But you can't pin it. I'm just not seeing my weaknesses, I guess. It's just not clear to me. We could have easily found ourselves in this situation. And we're watching out. There's a check over here. Oh no, it's pinned. Well, I guess you go here. Oh, that's pinned too. Probably come back. Gotta come back. And then he's gonna want to get his queen in the game. Dead draw, according to this position. Yeah, not so easy. Not so easy. I didn't see it. I didn't see a path forward. We got lucky on this one. And it ended, he didn't trade the queens here. Which I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be better. But actually, I'm not better. He would have had to take the open file. I mean, what else would he have done? He would have definitely taken the open file. Yeah, bishop wants to come over here, funnily enough. Just because now we can move in. I didn't see all that. I'll be honest. All right, what can we do here? Let's play again. Not very confident in that showing. Not very confident in that showing. Let's try to get a better game. We got lucky. We got bailed out. All right. Well, we saw 1d4. Let's hit him back with 1d4. All right, we're going to take this. What the hey? All right, we're going to attack that pawn. He might push it. Going to come this way. Blunt the bishop. Pretty standard stuff. We could attack the bishop over here, forcing it backwards. Let's go ahead and do that. It's a little unorthodox, but he's playing very unorthodox. He actually got me. He traded his flank for my center pawn. Okay. I think, did I just come up on a bishop? Here, and then he comes forward. Just get the piece developed in castle. Could come in here. We gotta figure out how to attack his king. Okay, are we worried about one of these two moves? Just take it. This is ambitious. Not sure that would work out for us. So we're ahead in development. So we have to use our development to our advantage, get as many pieces out as possible, and begin the attack as quickly as possible. So how can I do that? How can I begin a very, very quick attack? Let's just get the bishop to the center. I'm not sure. He's probably winning here. All right, this maneuver. We're going to come in this way. What should we take with? Should we take with the king? What's the advantage? Maybe take with the king. I think I can take with the king. That way we just get away from the queen. So we don't have to worry about the queen anymore. No, this guy's very good. This guy's very good. I don't even think you could castle. All right. Let's get the check here. Just got to block it with the knights. Move a pawn here, taking away a square from the knight and preparing this bishop maneuver. I don't know. I think I do want to take here, because then I would get my bishop out. So that kind of makes sense to me. So I actually do want him to take here. If I take, he would just bring his queen in front of my king. I'm not sure that's necessarily good for me. I would like to get like on this square or something. Get the double attack on the knight. Could just take the knight. Alright, let's see if maybe there's a tactic. If I go here and he tries to attack it, then I take the knight. He takes with king. Yeah, I don't see the way that way. Could move the queen over here, maintain the pin. Hey, but I'm getting some pressure on the king. We need to get the rook in the game. We need the rook in the game. Let's put the rook on this. put the rook on this file here, expecting him to take, and the rook comes out. Yeah, I think that would be all right. I think that'd be pretty good for us. All right, so he attacks the bishop. Do we want to make the trade? Maybe we do want to make the trade. Could attack the queen first. Attack the queen. He takes with knight, threatening a checkmate. So maybe we don't want the checkmate threats. All right, gotta find a good move here. Gotta find a good move here. We could be in some trouble. Yeah, what even happened? I know you're supposed to take that pawn. That's just what you do. And then he took it back, and we got the bishop, and he got the knight. Alright, and then maybe that bishop move wasn't so great. He gets the rook. We get the check. We stop something from coming. He moves down. Yeah, I'm not mad at how we've played this so far. I mean, clearly we made inferior moves, but it wasn't clear to me how those moves were so weak until after multiple things happened. This was the killer, this one. Allowing this one, I think, was what kind of messed our position up. So maybe we should have gone here. No, that still wouldn't have worked. I wanted maybe just a pawn move. Yeah, not sure what to do in that scenario. All right. So now we have found ourselves at this position. We could take this thing. I'm not sure. We could move back. Maybe we should move back. Let's move back. I think, yeah, let's move back because I think this knight is a little more threatening because it's trying to come into here and threaten to checkmate. So that's why I think that one's a little more threatening to me. If pawn takes, I think we're actually going for bishop now. So let's snap that knight off because it's threatening to checkmate. We don't want to deal with the checkmate threats. Alright, that's pretty obvious recapture there. Now the question is, how do we get some kind of attack? How do we do counterplay, as they say? I don't know if we have counterplay. We have to open this up. Let's see here. Maybe we should go for the crisscross applesauce. I mean, we got to put some kind of pressure. That's why I like the crisscross applesauce. But maybe he just defends it, and we come back. Okay, we weaken the king a little bit. He takes. We don't have this. That knight, we could pin it. We could pin the knight. I don't think that's a terrible idea, actually. I could think of a worse idea than pinning that knight. Alright, we gotta find a move. We gotta find a move. Oh, we're running out of time. We're running out of time. We gotta move now. We gotta move yesterday. What to do here? Okay. I like where the queen is, though. But, you know, you got to put more pieces into the attack. So let's see. How are we going to attack? Come here. He trades. And then we come over here with the king. And then he would check us. And then we move over. Actually, no, he might not check us, actually. If that happens, I think he would take here. No, he can't take here. My queen's there. So maybe that is the move. Maybe that is the move. Yeah, takes. Oh no, the queen comes down here at the end of this. So maybe we take this way. Maybe we take this way. Now we're going to do it because if the queen comes down here, we're just going to go here. Alright, and if the queen, we're expecting queen take in here. Okay, and here. Actually, no, we have to block the rook. We have to block the rook. So that's why we're doing that. Oh, I didn't even see. That was a checkmate. How's that checkmate? Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. Well, we lost that one. He got us good. He hit us with the oh whoa whoa yeah. No, I didn't even think that was checkmate. So let's see what happened. I think we were losing the whole game. I thought you were supposed to take that. Usually, all right, what would have happened here or maybe here? No. Yeah, do we push by? Oh, we push by, and then he's gonna push, but he can't push because of weird queen move. Okay, so now we know. Now we know for the future. Usually I take this pawn, but no, we're pushing by now. All right, so we take it. There's a better move. It wants us to get the bishop out. The computer wants us to get the bishop out, which would beat him to the punch, actually. And this is fine. This is fine for us. Oh, no. Oh, what? This was fine. This is fine to lose the knight, and then what do you do? Wait, what do you mean? You don't take back with the queen. You don't take back with the pawn. What? What? This is how you play chess. This ain't how you play chess. What? There's no way. Down here. What do you mean? What? What do you mean you don't take with the queen or the pawn? We're going to have to game review. I did one blunder and lost the game. See, at 1100, one blunder will lose you the game. It will lose you the game. A single blunder in the opening will lose you the game. They will grind you down for 20, 30 moves in a better position. You'd be like, what? But you're 1100. Shouldn't you be able to stop that? I'm 1100. I don't know how. I don't get how does this 1100 so capable of grinding me down, but I could never do that to anybody else ever. Not in that manner. I mean, to see this. Double, it's a blunder either way. It don't make no sense. All right, so this is the only move into position, and this was fine. He just grinds me. He just grinds me down. This was literally the best move. This was a great move and the best move. So what can I do when he plays every good move? So I analyzed it to see. Usually it tells you like a percentage. What's like the percentage? All right, here we go. Where is it? All right. Where's the percentage? Usually it tells you a percentage here. Am I tripping? What is wrong with this? All right. Okay, here we go. 86 to 68. 86 to 68. We made one blunder. I mean, what? Yeah, the blunders to recapture this pawn. It doesn't even make no sense. All right. So how can you improve? How can you improve when it don't make no sense? All right, it didn't make no sense to me. All right, we're going to do better. We're going to do better. Sorry about that, guys. We dropped the clanker. We got the clanker. We're going to pick it up, though. We're going to do better. 1d4. Once again, what is happening? What is happening? All right, we have he must have had a train to catch. Our opponent had a train to catch. All right, let us see. Well, we just had white. Now we got black. I should be like the other guy. I should just abandon the game, and then I'll get the white pieces again. All right. Let's go for our strongest. Let's go for our strongest tools here. All right, we take this. The whole purpose in the Sicilian of moving the C pawn is to take the D pawn, and then we're going to hit the queen with a tempo. And then we're probably going to move the pawn or the knight. This is what you do in the opening. You move the pawn here so that if he moves down, he cannot attack the knight. You just simply take it, and then we're going to deal with the queen trades. So let's do that. Move the pawn, and then we'll come up here, deal with the queen trades. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty good. All right. So very common in the opening to come here. It's kind of thematic to go a6. I'm not sure if that's needed. I don't know. You got to be careful. When he pins you here, he had like a double attack.
Access denied.
So we had to chop that off. All right, and he moves his pawn here in the oddest place imaginable. Let's just take the center. Maybe he comes here. Maybe the knight comes here. Usually a6 stops this jump. All right, let's just come here instead. He doesn't have the knight jump now. We have a lot of pieces looking at this. All right, so he's trying to target my pawn here. Let's get our knight out. Now we can put him... Actually, we're attacking this pawn. Not easy to defend. You don't want to go f3. I get you do not want to go f3. And then I get a cheeky check right here. And then, okay, you block with the bishop. And maybe you don't. I think this is fine for me. Now you have to take back. I think this is force, and then the question is this better? I think this is better for me, actually, yeah. If he takes, I take. Well, he didn't want it. We're going to take that knight. And we have to be careful, a lot of pressure here. So we have to be very cautious. And now this pawn is not defended anymore, so I think we should immediately move the bishop back. This knight, I'm less worried. We're just snapping the knight off if it ever moves. Could come here, go for a queen trade. Where's the queen go? Here. Maybe we're coming up. No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you go for the queen trade. When you're up a piece, you should go for the queen trade. I think the queen's gonna move here. All right. He made my bishop super strong. Is that even worth trading the queen now? We could get our queen over. Maybe it's not worth trading the queen now that he's done this. Let's just trade in castle because I think it'll be simpler. Trading castle. I think this is just a very simple position. We should win this. This pawn is weak. We will have to deal with this weakness. He may take it immediately. Okay. And we're just going to reroute. Just going to reroute to here. So let's trade this first. Trades can only help us. We're up a full piece. Okay. We're going to move in here. All right. Move in. Getting a double attack. Don't want to get back ranked, so we'll fix that issue pretty soon here. Get a little snorkel going. But yeah, this guy's positioned, I don't think it's very good. Be hard for him to find a move. I may take the pawn. No matter where the knight moves, I take it. Knight can't move forward, I take it. And I'm attacking the rook. So let's come here, and we will, like I said, have to deal with that back rank issue very, very soon. Let's just deal with the issue. No back ranks now. Let's bring the knight up, or the rook up. And then we'll figure out what's going on here. Should we attack this rook? Yes, we should, because it's all defended. It's all being held together. Okay, maybe he comes down here and takes this pawn, but I'm coming here. And as soon as he moves his rook off the file, and again, this knight, it actually can go, it really can't go anywhere now. That knight is just done. Alright, this is, yeah, this is solid. It's just your knight can't get in the game. Just makes it very hard. Alright, now he's in trouble. Now he's in trouble. We got the rook where we needed it to be. And this pawn ain't never going anywhere. The pawn's never going anywhere, and as long as this bishop's here, that knight's not going anywhere. And you could try to remove the defender, but I put it right back. I got an outpost. This looks very strong. So we're going to pick that up. He should be in full alert. You should be in full alert. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do here. We ignore it. Anything he does, we just ignore it. We're gonna take all the pawns. Actually, we're gonna take the pawn, and then we're gonna take this knight. That's what we're gonna do. We were not able to take the knight because he moved the king. But funny enough, the knight still can't move. So we have to ask ourselves, is 2 bishops better than a rook? Yes, 2 bishops is better than a rook. There's no question. All right, is there a checkmate here? If I go here and he takes, and then I can double check with the rook and the bishop, he would have to move here. I don't think I have a checkmate. And then I move down? Well, hold on now. Hold on now. There could be a nasty checkmate. Here. Takes the pawn to put a threat on the bishop. Double check. Only 2 spots are here. That's not a spot, actually. Only spot is here. So once you're on this square, the bishop doesn't finish it off, but maybe I move the rook down. Maybe I move the rook down. Check. And maybe he comes up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. This square is safe for us. Yeah, maybe the bishop coming here actually is very annoying. Methinks the bishop here is quite annoying. check the king, and he takes. Alright, we gotta look at sacrifices now. Takes, takes, takes. And that's gotta get us closer to victory. It's gotta get us closer to victory. Let's do a different route. Let's just snap off the knight. Here the knight comes here, so I'm gonna check him right here. Yeah, I'm gonna check him. I'm gonna check him right here, so that way we're limiting all these knight squares. No, that should be all right for us. He sees it. I don't think he's defending against it though. Once I come here, where's the knight going? What? Alright, we're just gonna take it. Okay, just gonna pin it. And now I'm taking. I'm definitely sacking the exchange for the rook, because now we get all these pawns. So we're looking at the sack the exchange here. We're gonna sack it because we got too much. That bishop ain't going nowhere. We're gonna come up with the king, take this pawn, and have marchers. Okay. There's just too many threats for him to stop them all. Probably should have taken the rook, but I didn't see it. Yeah, this is about game over here. Gonna move this pawn and keep the defense. If he wants to trade, more the merrier. Yeah, this is game over. Maintain defense and attack the rook. It's gonna move up. It's gonna move up. Alright, can we win with 3 knights? 3 knights and a rook? He could take my bishop and I could get another light square bishop. Let's see if we can 3 knight checkmate him. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance. Yeah, this, I don't know. Yeah, this guy's got a major fracture.
Major fracture detected.
Not looking good for this guy. Alright, he must have had a train to catch. He must have had a train to catch. That was a much better showing. Much better showing. Alright, somehow we eked it out. Somehow we eked it out. He did the early blunder. The early knight blunder. Or the bishop blunder. I don't know what this was.
Access denied.
He's trying to get some kind of checkmate. But we denied the access. We played a game. We had to finagle our way around. I was confused. I was like, how do I get around here? How do we make something happen? How do we make some magic happen? We took all the pawns. I think ultimately it was fine. He made it difficult, but then here it's pretty trivial. Simply do not lose the pawns. You can lose 1 or 2. It's actually recommended to trade the pawn for the better position. But we kept all the pawns. We said, let's get a knight. Let's get a rook. Let's get a knight. And then he didn't want us to have another knight, but we were gonna get that other knight. We were gonna get the other knight. Well, thank you guys for checking into the show. Hope you had a great day. Probably gonna call it there. You're beautiful and you